15 seemingly normal pictures that are actually spine-chilling. Part 1.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
1. A normal classroom. When you see this photo, it seems as though it's just a normal classroom picture. Children's drawings and colorful signs hang along the wall, just like you'd see in any elementary classroom. But then you start to notice other things. The tape measure in the middle, and the yarn going from side to side. That's because this is the classroom in Sandy Hook Elementary, a school that suffered a mass shooting resulting in the deaths of 20 children ages 6 to 7 as well as 5 adults. The yarn is measured to show the path of the bullet from the gun to the child. A picture like this is rather jarring, especially when you notice how the strings are angled down, as the gunman had to point down towards the small innocent children. The sadder truth is that even after images like this, people still pretend like our country isn't suffering from a gun control problem. 2. Shower Candid. This picture looks just like a normal photograph of someone in the shower who doesn't really want their photo snapped. That's definitely the case, but the story behind it is much creepier than just that. The man in the picture is Travis Alexander. This is the last picture taken of him alive before being murdered by his lover, Jodi Arias. The case made headlines and the entire trial was aired on national television. Jodi attacked Travis in the shower, stabbing him repeatedly on his chest and on his back. Jodi had claimed that she killed Travis in self-defense, but it seems from this photo he wasn't doing much other than trying to enjoy his shower. The case was rather disturbing, as she also took pictures of the actual murder happening. What appears to be a normal picture without knowing the backstory is actually a disturbing look into a vicious murder. 3. A fun night in the hot tub. When you see this picture, it looks just like a group of girls enjoying a fun night in the bath together. A lot of people are probably a little too distracted by the fact that they're topless to notice the real chilling part of this photograph, the person right outside the window. Perhaps it isn't a person, but it's clear that someone, or something, is pressing itself up against the window right behind the girls. Did the girls notice? How long did it take the photographer to realize that there was something on the other side of the glass? Perhaps it's just an innocent member of the group who showed up a bit late to the party. For the girls' sake, hopefully that's the case. But from the looks of the person, it appears that they're a bit creepier than just a friend of the ladies. 4. Two lovers enjoying a kiss. This photo is a pretty famous one, and it even had a statue made of it. Many people believe it to be the romantic meetup of a lonely soldier and nurse reuniting after the war. Though it hasn't been confirmed, as there really isn't evidence, one woman's story seems to be the most likely situation of what really happened. The woman claimed that she was alone in Times Square when news of the end of the war hit. Everyone was excited, and out of nowhere, this man ran up to her, grabbed her, and forced her to kiss him. What everyone thought to be a romantic kiss shared between lovers turned out to be a sailor assaulting an innocent woman. Again, this story has no way of being proved, as the photographer never got the identities of the subjects, and their faces are hard to see. Still, it really sends chills down our spine wondering if this once magical picture is really something more sinister. 5. Hikers enjoying their climb. When you look at this picture, it's obvious that it's just a hiker enjoying his climb. But if you look really closely through the leaves, you can see some sort of little red blob. What might that red spot be? The hair of a young hiker who fell while climbing. Apparently what had happened was that two girls were hiking when they both fell. One suffered minor injuries, and the other girl, the one with the red hair, suffered many broken bones, causing her to be unable to move. The other hiker was able to leave the site and attempt to get help, but unfortunately, she fell to her death in the process. The girl with the red hair laid on the rock for 22 hours awaiting help. Then the photographer and the climber in the picture eventually saw the girl during the hike and were able to call for help. Imagine if they hadn't and would have just had the picture with the unexplained red spot forever. 6. Another normal selfie. This young girl looks like just another teen taking a picture of herself. And that's exactly what it is, just a millennial enjoying some selfie taking. Except she's not the only one in the picture. If you look in the bottom corner, you can see a small circular mirror. In the mirror is the reflection of something rather sinister. Imagine being the young girl, posting the photo to social media awaiting a flood of likes and comments. Instead, she got the reality check that there was someone hanging out in the background while she enjoyed in some self-photography. The face is absolutely terrifying as well, as it doesn't really appear to be human. If this is photoshopped, it's done pretty well, and in a really creative way. Hopefully for her sake, it's either faked or just a weird reflection of some sort of poster. 7. Family photo. When you look at this picture, you probably just assume that it's a mother, father, and daughter. But then you start to notice the body language and realize that the father might be holding onto his daughter a little too closely and in a rather strange manner. But that's because that's not her father, it's her husband. The woman on the left then, she's the man's wife as well. This is a polygamist family with the pastor as the patriarch. The pastor had been courting the 19-year-old girl for some time. He then suggested that he marry the girl, to which his original wife was a little apprehensive. She eventually agreed, however, as she wanted to please her husband. And so the family grew, and grew even more, when the young girl announced she was pregnant with her much older husband's child. This picture doesn't have a ghost hidden in the background, but it's still downright disturbing. 8. Sleeping siblings. When you look at these two youngsters, they appear to just be two adorable siblings posing for a photo. The disturbing part is that this is actually a post-mortem photograph, and the girl with her eyes closed is actually dead. Post-mortem photography was the practice of taking pictures of loved ones after they died. In the beginning of the life of the camera, photographs were much more difficult and expensive to take. People would often take pictures of their loved ones after they died because it was the only photograph they would ever have of their family member or friend. The creepiest part is that the living was still forced to lay next to the deceased person after they passed. A lot of post-mortem photography features children because mortality rates used to be a lot higher for children. The picture is seemingly normal, which is good, as they would want the photograph to look alive. But to us, this custom is much more disturbing.